Hey everyone, it's Alison Heikkila. Thank you so much for joining me. It's time for my latest video for Imagine, and we're making a Halloween card today. So I've got 4 firework sprays. Some of them are full size, some of them are the little guys. It's just what I happen to have in those particular colors. We've got Cantaloupe, Tangelo, Ladybug, and Grape Jelly. So if you're new to fireworks, they have a colored liquid in here and then a mica powder in the bottom. And whenever you use them, you want to shake them up. Can you hear the little balls in there? I think they're called atomizers? No, that's a sprayer. Anyway, the little balls that are in there, you can hear them when you shake it. And then you can see that mica is all blended in now. So you can see the difference here. So we're going to shake these guys up. I've got some smooth Bristol cardstock that we're going to work on. And we are going to start off with our background. And then we're going to bring in some other fun elements to work with. I've got this piece of cardboard. This is just what I use to spray on, just kind of keep less of a mess on my surface. And I think that we're going to go this way because what I'm planning on doing is going to be a horizontal card, and I think we're going to spray in this direction. So we're going to start off by spraying this, maybe. I might have clogged this the last time I used it. Okay, we've got some kind of leaking out here. There we go. We're just going to go like this. Sometimes these sprayers get a little clogged if you don't clean them well. I can just run it under hot water later on, but I don't have a sink up here, so we're just going to keep on moving. There we go. That's good. That's the Tangelo. We're going to add a bit of the Ladybug. And then we'll finish it off with the Grape Jelly. All right, it's a hot mess right now, but that's okay. We're going to spray this with some water and get these colors to kind of move. We're definitely going to need to add more, but I didn't want to overdo it at first. And you're going to see once this is dry, all the awesome shine that these colors have. We're losing our cantaloupe. I gotta get some more of that on there. Just kind of sprinkling this on here at the moment. Okay. Just going to shift this around a little bit to make sure that we get all of this covered completely. That's looking pretty cool. I think we need a little bit more of the Ladybug, but I don't want to spray it because I don't want it to overpower this whole thing. Okay. So that's looking pretty cool. And I think what we're going to do now is just dry it with a heat tool. I've got this tissue here or paper towel that I can kind of clean up the edges with. There we go. I just had a little bit of white there. I wanted to hide that. Okay, we're going to heat this up so that it dries. Here is the background. I think it looks amazing. Look at all of that shine. But we have all of this ink left over. So we can do a couple of things. First of all, we can add a little bit of splatter to this if we want to. Now some of this could look kind of sludgy. Like up here, that might look like kind of not the prettiest color. But we have this down here that's mostly the Ladybug and the Grape Jelly. And that will probably give us a really nice color once it's dry. And it's a Halloween card. Sludge is not the worst thing for a Halloween card. The other thing that we can do is take some extra cardstock and scoop it up with that. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. So I've got some more smooth Bristol cardstock here. This is just scrap. I've got like a puncture hole in here, whatever. I can use this to die cut at a later date. But I don't want to waste all of this color. Look at that. just going to kind of press it in here. Now this is filled with all sorts of other colors too, and it's a little sticky because I spray my stencils with pixie spray on this piece of cardboard. So it's got a little tack to it, but it doesn't really affect anything once this is all dry. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That's just a good start to a background or a die cut. And again, we can just spritz this with some water to get these colors to move a bit, and then I can just let this dry. We're not going to work with this today, so I don't need to worry about drying it quickly, but that's kind of a weird, fun color. Okay, I'm going to move this off to the side and check on the background. Look at that, guys. That is so pretty. I love this, and it's really fast. You just spray a couple of colors, a little bit of water, maybe some splatter, and it's good to go. I love how one color just kind of melds into the other. It's really pretty. Okay, moving on. We're going to use the Big Frights die set from Sizzix and Tim Holtz. We're going to use the Eek. I've used the Eek before in I think one video. And I want to use this purple. It's not quite as bright as the grape jelly, but I'm thinking maybe we'll spray it. I've got some ideas. I know, shocking, I already have an idea. I did a little planning this time. We're going to cut this out of this purple cardstock. I'm going to run this through my die cut machine. I've got the shadow layer here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it yet, but we're going to start with this and go from there. Here is our die cut Eek, and it looks good. We'll probably wind up using that shadow layer, but I want to give this some texture and then perhaps spritz it with some grape jelly. So I have this embossing folder, and off the top of my head, I forget the name of it, but I will definitely have it linked in the description box below. We're going to add some texture to this Eek with this embossing folder. So I am making sure to avoid this crack. I think the crack is awesome when I'm working on a panel, but for this, I want to have the tree rings. That might be the name of it. The tree rings across the whole piece. So I'm going to run this through my die cut machine again, and we'll see what we have. Okay, here is our Eek. It actually looks really good from both sides, but this is the proper top of it, the proper front, but either way, it looks great. Okay, so I've got this here. We've got our grape jelly. I'm going to add a little shine to it. I'm shaking this up again to make sure it's mixed well. Should probably put my piece of cardboard down, but it's all right. I'll just sop up the excess with the Eek. Look already. Oh, it's already shiny. See the difference? Wow, so good. I love it. Okay, make sure to get this all over. You can see the difference right here. You see how it's not shiny here, but then above it and below it, it is. That is really cool. Okay, I am going to let this dry, and I've got a little bit more die cutting to do, and then we'll keep going. So I did all my die cutting. I've got the shadow layer of the Eek in Vellum. I've also got a little spider and the spider's web cut out of Vellum too. And then I've got the skull and the bones. So first of all, this is okay. I don't love it yet. I'm not sold. I'm thinking that we might run it through with the same embossing folder that we did the top layer, but I don't know yet. What I want to do first is ink up the bones a bit, just to give them some interest. This is like well, it's kind of like a bone-colored cardstock, and there's little fibers embedded into the cardstock. It's really cool in person. Super old. I don't even know where I got it anymore. But I've got some desert sand Memento ink and a finger dauber. We don't want to go crazy with this inking. I just want to give it a little bit of aging, a little bit of a creepiness. Let me zoom in for you. This way you can see a little better. Okay. See, I'm just kind of rubbing around the edge. I also grabbed London Fog and New Sprout. I like adding green to things to make them look a little spookier. There's different shades of green for that type of thing, but I tend to go with like a limey kind of green, and New Sprout works for that. So let's do the bones. See the difference? See how that's like warmed up and kind of old and craggy looking? And these finger daubers are great for that. You just have to be careful that you don't do what I just did and fold your bones. It's okay. And then we'll try, I did it again because I'm too rough sometimes. Okay. I'm just kind of dragging the color down. That looks cool. Okay. We might not need that London Fog. Take a look. See that? That little bit of green makes a big difference. It looks kind of moldy, right? I don't want to do it too much. That looks cool though. All right, let's do it on the bones. Just a little bit. Doesn't even have to be in the same spot on both of them. Let's bring that up close. I think that looks really cool. I think my light is kind of removing some of the color. What is that? It's overdoing it. It's brightening it up too much. It looks better in person. I can't think of the word. But it's okay. It looks cool in person, and hopefully my photos at the end will really make it show up well. Okay, so we have our ink, we have our bones. I think that's kind of fun. We've got our spider and its little thread. See, it looks nice in vellum. A lot of times, folks, including myself, use black, but you know, a web is not black. I like it in the vellum. Okay, I don't like the way the vellum looks. It's too plain. We've got a lot of texture happening. We've got some cool things going on in the background. I don't love it without it. I think it really needs to be grounded. So I am going to just run it through the die cut machine. I'm going to use a different spot this time, and we will see what we see. Okay, big reveal. Check that out. That is really cool. Again, super cool in the back, but I like it. See? It almost looks like a web, too. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Okay. So now what we need to do is adhere all of our pieces. And I think I want to pop this up. I think I'm going to use some foam tape. I don't know. Let me think. Yeah, we're going to use some foam. I've got some thin foam strips that we're going to use. I'm going to just apply it off camera, and then we'll get everything else adhered. Here we go. We got some foam on the back of this, and we are going to apply it to our vellum. I like this die set because it is not fiddly. It's really easy to put together. How cool is that? Love it. Okay. We're going to get this down. For this, I'm going to use my Tear It tape, which is from Imagine. Sorry that I just bumped my camera. Tear It tape. And I'm going to apply this to the back of this, and then we will get this part down, and then we can arrange the rest of our little elements. Again, you don't need to watch me do this part because it's not super exciting. Okay, I think that you can probably see the little bits of shine. I didn't go across the whole thing. It's not necessary. This stuff is super strong. But again, a great thing about this die is that you can easily glue things behind it and you're not going to be able to see it. So that's a bonus. Okay, I'm going to get this on here like so. Little bit of dimension from that 1mm foam tape, but look at all of that shine. It's crazy good. Okay, let's get our skeleton on here. Figure out where we want the bones to go. Kind of thinking I want it popped up like that. I think that that'll be good. So that means that I don't even think that I want to put foam tape behind him. I don't mind if he gets a little squished. I'm kind of feeling that. Okay. Let's move these off for a minute. Get this guy. We're going to add some on-point glue to this. This is from Imagine. This is a liquid adhesive. It's perfectly clear. It's really great for sequins and gemstones. That's what I use it for mostly, but I want to show you that you can use it for paper too. Just going to take a moment or two for it to set. And we're going to overlap that a little bit with the E and with the bones down here. Push that down. You could put foam tape behind him, but I just don't really want to. I don't think it's necessary. And then I've got my web, or my strand, from the spider, and this is so skinny and this glue is so clear you're really not going to see the adhesive, so no worries there. Get that on up. I should have raised it up a little bit. There we go. I'd rather trim off some excess from the top than not have it meet the top, and I didn't put enough adhesive, or I probably just moved it around too much. Okay, let's try that again. And here is our spider. There we go. Hold that down. This is looking great. I like it a lot. Okay, card base time. Obviously, I'm not leaving the white. If you've watched my videos before, you'll know that it is very rare that I leave the card base white, so we just need to determine what color we're going to use for it. I think that I'd like to start off with some of the Tangelo that we used earlier. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Okay. And we might, because there's no like straight Tangelo showing anymore because everything is blended, we might add a little bit of one of the other colors we used, but we're going to start with this and see where we wind up. I'm just going to dip my brush right into the bottle. This is how I most often apply these sprays, is to the edge of my card base. I don't spray them very often. It's just a nice way to add some color and shine quickly and easily. So just grabbing a brush, doesn't matter what brush it is, if it's a good brush or a bad brush. It's just a nice quick way to get the job done. Okay, let's see what this looks like. I think that I might like this. Yeah. It's not standing out quite enough, so to remedy that, we're going to grab the ladybug. I'm going to wipe off I'm going to clean off, excuse me, my brush. I don't want to get any Tangelo into my ladybug. Shake that up a bit. We need more contrast, so it looks fine, but I like high contrast. Okay. And if they blend, that's fine. And if they don't, that's fine too. See, I'm just hitting the edge. I don't want to go the whole way. Okay. Let's see what we've got now. That's better. I'm still not happy with it though, you guys. All right, time for the grape jelly. All right, I have added the grape jelly, and that's much better. I like that there's a little bit of the Tangelo showing. The ladybug is pretty much hidden now, but that's fine. No big deal. Okay, so now we are going to just adhere this. I'm not going to use my on point glue for this because I really tend to use it for small things, and there's just no reason to waste that adhesive on something like a card base, in my opinion, especially when it's great for so many other things. So sorry if you heard my dogs just now. We probably just got a delivery, so all right, there is the finished card, you guys. That was a lot of fun. I love it. The texture is awesome. I love making backgrounds with fireworks sprays, and inking a little bit, just a little bit, with the Memento inks really helped, and I think it looks great. So I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly did. I will see you all again very soon with another project. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Be well, stay safe, peace out.